Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osereme. If today is your first time seeing me, thank you so much for being here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to sew this beautiful Milkmaid corset top. In my last tutorial, I shared with you guys the pattern drafting, which I'm going to be linking down in the description box of this video for those of you who are yet to see it. So if this is something you're interested in learning how to make, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, just like I said at the beginning of this video, in my last tutorial I shared with you guys how to go about the drafting and cutting out on fabric of everything you are seeing here. So if you are yet to see that video, you definitely need to check it out before you'll be able to come back here and join us with the sewing part of the tutorial. As you can see, I've cut out lining pieces for the back and for the corset area of the front, as you can see here. So now what we are going to go ahead and do is to iron our stay to the wrong side of the actual fabric and also to the lining that I have here. So hairstay is the interfacing that I'm going to be using. I'm only going to be ironing it to the front part. I'm not going to iron it to the back. So I'll just iron it to the wrong side of this front piece here and also iron it to the lining, and I'll be right back. So guys, as you can see, I've ironed it to the wrong side of the front piece, and for the lining you can iron it to any side since the lining doesn't actually have front and back. So first you're going to go ahead and fold this piece into 2 equal halves like I've done here, and now from the center you're going to go in by about 4 inches, and I'm just going to also mark the same 4 inches on the other side as well. Now I'll mark the middle here so that it will be easy for me to spot when I open it up. Now I'll draw a straight line on the middle, and on the side I'll draw a slant. Now I'll measure what I have on the end of one side so that the other side will be exactly the same thing. So I just also slanted this other side to meet the measurement I had. So once you're through with this, you're going to place your bias tape. This is a normal bias. So I placed my bias tape on the lines that I just drew out, and I'm just going ahead to pin it down. If you don't want your line slanted, you can actually make it straight. It doesn't have to be slanted. So I'm going to go over to the sewing machine and top stitch on both sides of the bias here. So guys, I'm done stitching it down on both sides now to give me my casing for the buns. We'll be leaving that aside for now, and let's work on the cup areas. Now for the center part, which is the straight part of your cup here, you're going to go ahead and fold it in by about 1/4 of an inch to just secure the place and make it neat. As you can see, I'm just pinning it down. Whatever you do for one cup, you will have to do for the other cup as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down this area so that this area is neat. And once I'm through with that, I'm going to go ahead and make a gather stitch on this curved edge as well. So guys, this is what I had after I was done stitching it down on both sides of the center and also making my gather stitch on the curved ends. Also, I've gone ahead to cut out this piece of fabric that is 1 inch wide and is long enough to go around the upper part of the cup. I folded this end as well, just like I did on the center of the cup, just so it's not rough since we've already stitched down the center. So I'm pinning this to the upper part of my cup, and I'm going to go ahead and make a first stitch. After making my first stitch, I will use this piece to now fold it in to create a casing for our rope to pass through the upper part of this cup. So just like this. So this is what I'm going to go ahead and do on the sewing machine, and I'll cut off the excess. So guys, this is what I have now. You can see there is a space here for my rope to pass through. So I did the same thing for the other side as well. And now I went ahead to fold a piece of the red fabric to use as the rope, like I've said before. So I'm going to use my safety pin now to pass this rope through the casing that we created at the top of this particular cup piece. So pass it through from the center, and when you get to the armhole area, just go ahead and pin it down here, just like I'm doing here, like this. So you can easily now pull on this rope to give you that gather effect on the cup area. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well. I just pin down the end, and we cannot pull on this rope as well. So I'll go ahead and use my sewing machine to secure those ends. Now for the other side, which is the under part, I'm going to have to measure from the middle to the other end, just like here. So I had 9 inches to know how much gathers I'll have to pull on this particular cup. So I just pull a little bit of the gathers and just arrange the gathers to make sure it's in the middle of the cup I have, and I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. And when it's 9 inches long, I'm going to go ahead and leave it, and then now we are going to place it on this curve area. So I'll place the first one, the first cup, from the center. Make sure to arrange it from the center towards the side. So from the center here, I'm going to pin these towards the side, just like you see me doing like this. It's actually very simple, and of course whatever you do to one, you do to the other one. So I'm also going to have to do the same thing for the other side as well. So once that is done, I didn't pin down the other side anyways. I'm going to now go ahead and make a stitch to secure it in place. So after I was done securing the cups with the body of the front, and I've gone ahead to stitch down the areas I pinned down earlier, this is what I had. Now we're going to be placing our lining. So I'm going to place the lining directly on the center, just like you see in this video. I don't know how best to explain it, but the video is explaining itself. Place the wrong side of the lining to face you, and go ahead and pin the curved area of the lining with the curved area of the cup, just like you see me doing like this. I hope that is actually understandable. So from the center, pin it towards the side like this, and you also do the same thing to this other side as well, and then you will stitch it down. So after I was done, this is what it looks like. Can you see? It looks very neat. You can see from the inside here where I made my stitch, and this is what it looks like in front after I was done stitching it down. You can see how neat even the wrong side is looking. So you have to make sure to do that. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to work on the bones, and I'm going to be using the 1/4 inch bone. So I am just going to go ahead and pass my bone through the casing, each casing that I have here. So from where the casing started, I'll use my bone to just measure about 1/2 inch away from the end of my fabric. And I'm going to try to use my scissors to smooth in the end so that it doesn't feel uncomfortable when you're trying to wear this. So I'll pass it through the casing like this. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other 2 boning casings as well. Make sure your bone doesn't get all the way to the end of the fabric. It should be at least 1/2 inch shorter. So once that is done, you're going to sandwich the bustier in between the lining and the corset part of the front, just like I'm doing like this. Make sure everything is well arranged, and I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and make a stitch here. So after making my stitch, this is what I had. I also went ahead to iron out my piece before I actually made that stitch so that the bones will stand straight. So now I've turned everything over to the right side, and I'm going to go ahead and just serge the sides. So guys, I'm done serging the sides. For those of you that don't know what that means, it just means weaving the sides. So yeah, I'm done with the front. We'll leave that aside for now, and I'm going to quickly work on the back. The back is very simple. This is the lining piece that we've cut out for the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it to turn the lining to the right side. So I'll stitch around the neck, center, back, side, and end, except from the armhole. So every other part except from the armhole, so that I can turn it over to the right side and iron it out. So after I was done with that, I also decided to stitch the darts for the back piece, and this is what I have here. Now the next part is to work on the sleeve, and for the sleeve it's also very simple. I have my fabric folded into 4. This is the center, and I'm going to be cutting out the 2 sleeves together. So now from the end, I'm going to measure the full length for my sleeve. That's my long sleeve length. My long sleeve length is actually 22 inches. At first, I marked it at 23 inches just because I wanted it to be exactly the same thing. But I realized that with the way this sleeve is, if I use 23 inches exactly, it's going to be too short. So what I decided to do was to add some extra inches. So I had to clean off the first line. Okay, so I had to clean off the first line and add some extra inches for the sleeve. And after everything, I still felt like it was still too short. So I would advise that you add about 4 inches to your normal long sleeve measurement. So now I've marked the length of the sleeve, and then for the width, this is going to be a wide sleeve. It's going to be pleated, so it has to be way bigger than your round arm measurement. So I'm going to be using 11 inches here. I'm marking from the center. You can see how full mine turned out from the video you saw in the beginning with the 11 inches I used. So if you want yours to be fuller, you can use about 12, 13 or 14 inches, actually depending on your taste. So once that is done, go ahead and cut it out and then separate the 2 sleeve pieces. So guys, this is just one of the two sleeves. So I'm going to be adding elastic casing to this at the top. So I'm going to be using this other fabric here, this red one. You guys saw how the sleeve turned out. So this particular piece, I would say cut it out with 2 inches wide, and then go ahead and fold it into two like I'm doing here. Make sure to fold the right side and then place it on the top of your sleeve. So I'm placing it on the top of my sleeve. Make sure to fold it into two. Place it on the top of your sleeve like you see me doing, like this. Pin it down, and then you're going to go ahead and make a stitch to secure into place so that it gives you a casing for your elastic at the top. That's the first elastic casing. Now for the second elastic casing, from the top I'm going to measure down to 10 inches. I've already measured this on my body. This is where I want this second casing to be, so 10 inches. I'm also going to go ahead and draw a straight line across this 10 inches point like this. And then for the next layer, I am marking it at 17.5. I also measured this on my body to be sure of where this is going to be. So 10 inches for the first, 17.5 for the second. So for these layers, I'm going to be creating my casing with this fabric. I'm just going to use it like a bias. So I'll fold both ends. So I'll fold it here and also fold it on this other end like this on the white line that I drew, and I'm going to just make a stitch on both ends. That way there's going to be a space in the middle for my elastic to pass through. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch this all the way to the end of this fabric on one side and on the other side, and do the same thing here. And for this end, I'm just going to fold it in so that the border lines are not showing. So my loves, this is what I have now. This is what it looks like after I was done stitching down all the casing. I've done the same thing for the other sleeve as well. So for the two different sleeves. So I'm going to place them together like this, right sides facing each other. And I'm going to bring in the armhole area of the front piece. So I'll just arrange it, align it perfectly. Make sure you're doing it on the open ends. And then go ahead and cut the armhole into the sleeve. So once this is done, we're going to go ahead now and pass our elastic through all the casing that we have here. So I'm just going to show you guys the measurements I used. Now the measurements are going to differ depending on your size. So for the first one, at first I cut out 13 inches long for the very first part, but at the time I was doing this, I was passing it through, I realized that it was not tight enough, so I reduced it. So instead of 13 inches, I used 10 inches for the top one. For the second one as well, as you can see, I measured 10 inches. For the second layer, I'm going to measure 10 inches, and for the last one, I measured 7 inches. Okay, so now for the first, you will need 10, for the second 10, and for the last one, you need about 7 inches. Like I said, right now, I cut the first one at 13, which ended up being too long, so I had to cut away from it when I actually passed it through. So now I'm going to start passing all the elastic through the casing. So this first one, you see it's too free, so I had to push it in, and I realized that I removed extra 3 inches of elastic, so I have to pin it down here and cut off the excess. So altogether we have 10 for the first one, 10 for the second one, and then 7 for the last one. So I'm going to just continue to pass all the elastic through all the casings here. I wanna make it sure, make me notified. I don't wanna sleep alone. Wanna hold you tight. I close my eyes, but I'll be alright. Forever in me. Oh my life up, oh my get up. Baby, yeah, oh my shit up. Forever in me. Oh my life up, oh my get up. So guys, this is it. I've only held it down with pins for now. So I'm going to head over to the sewing machine now and use my sewing machine to secure all the places that I held with pins. And after I was through with that, this is what I had, and I've done the same thing for the other sleeve as well. So now we're going to be bringing the back pieces. Remember the back pieces here. So first I'll place them together, right sides facing each other, and I'm just going to pin down the center back, which is going to be the area for the zipper allowance, so that this will be easy to work with. So now I'll place my sleeve on the back piece. I'll align the armhole areas just like you see me doing like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and pin it down. So I'll align the armhole of the sleeve with the armhole of the back. like this, so you can see. Okay, this is what it should look like, and I'll do the same thing for the other side as well, just like you see me doing like this. So just go ahead and pin it down. Now you're going to bring in the front piece, and you also be pinning it down with the sleeve. So just make sure everything you're doing is right sides facing each other. Okay, so I will just put it like this so that it will be easy for me. So I place the armhole of the sleeve on the armhole area of the front, and also just go ahead and pin it down. It's actually very simple, and you will do the same thing for the other side as well. And we're just going to go ahead and head over to the sewing machine and make a stitch on all the areas that are pinned down here. So guys, this is it after I was done stitching it down around the armhole for both the front and back. And I also decided to fix a zipper at the back, the area where I held down with my pins earlier. So I removed the pins and fixed a zipper. So lastly, what we are going to do now is to join the sides, which is the most exciting part because we're almost done with this. So I'm going to arrange everything from the sleeve, and I'm going to start stitching it down all the way from the sleeve to the end of the body. And I'm going to have to take my body measurements to do this. So guys, I'm done stitching down the sides using my body measurements. And for the sleeve area, you necessarily don't have to measure. You just have to take about ½ inch to stitch that sleeve area down. And this is what it looks like on me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.